Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Ultima VI. We are on the trail of a murder mystery in Skara Brae. Fortunately, I'm pretty sure we can't actually ever solve it, which is a pretty big disappointment. Don't mind me, just checking your drawers. Thank you. You see a huge, imposing man adorned in a leather apron. Good afternoon, friends. He extends a huge hand which resembles a slab of meat. Meat. What do you need? What's your name? Yurl. A short name, but a strong one. Why is everyone large around here? My father was a coastal raider. But don't let that out. He lets out a holler and laughs loudly. Raider, you say. Suddenly stops laughing and looks at you, his eyes angry and wide. Who told you? With that, he throws back his head and laughs again. Yes, I had one, he hollers again, this time slapping you on the back. Ow! Ow, my back. What's your job? I'm a fisherman. It isn't quite as exciting as some jobs, but it keeps me near the sea. Oh, I love the sea, I do. Even if the fishing's been poor of late. Fish? Fish come, fish go. Right now the fish have gone. But they'll come back. Not if you've overfished. And when they do, I'll be waiting for 'em with my nets. Nets, you say? Aye, you have to use nets to do serious fishing. A pole will never catch you enough to sell. Pole? Never use 'em myself. I stick to nets, faster and easier. Man's got to make a living. Can you tell me anything about Quentin? He pauses for a moment and looks distantly past your shoulder. He and I were mates. I can still remember the moment they told me he was dead. He swallows hard and his eyes become glassy. I miss old Quentin. They? Gideon and Stivius. They came to my house before dawn and told me that Quinn had been killed by gargoyles. Gargoyles, you say? I never seen a one. I've seen a lot of things out at sea, serpents as big as the biggest foremaster, but nary a single gargoyle. He looks out towards the sea. Mast. One of the tall ships. My father used to pilot one of the biggest in Lord British's fleet. What fleet? Where is this fleet? The Meredith Anne. She was a sight to behold, she was. Anne? She's seen many battles with pirates. Then she went to her grave in a storm. Took nearly 200 men with her. And our boat can only hold 8. Came up all of a sudden. I say it was Mondane's doing. He pulls the pipe from his mouth and tamps the tobacco with his stout thumb. Anyhow, that's when I lost my father. He stops trying to relight his pipe and looks at you. Where have you been scuttled? That's too long a story for this afternoon. Never mind. Okay, let's do Quentin again. They... Gargoyles... serpents. Turns his head back to you and purses his lips, then speaks. It was a calm night, it was. Quinn and I had decided to go out on that glassy sea for a fish. Not just any fish, mind you. A lighthorn. Pulls out his pipe. Lighthorn? What the heck is a lighthorn? When we were boys, Quinn's father often talked about such a fish. Said if a body could catch one, good fortune would be his. He brings the pipe to his lips and lights it. Catch, you say? Yes, good fortune. Said the fish had a glowing horn on its snout. It only comes close to the surface when the sea is like glass. You see, the fish thought that the surface was a mirror and it came up to admire its horn. He chuckles to himself, teeth clenched around the pipe. Anyway, Quinn and I decided we'd catch us one in our skiff. Skiff? He pulls his pipe from his mouth and blows some smoke rings. Well, even though the skiff was small, we figured that we'd spear the beast and drag it back to port. Spear? I know it sounds crazy now, but you have to remember we were only boys. Anyway, we rowed past Ivor's Rounding and sat in our skiff waiting to see one. He looks out to sea again and chuckles. Rounding. You know, past where the alchemist lives. Anyway, we sat there for hours with nary a sign of life. Then suddenly, In the distance, we could see a tall neck rising out of the water and heading towards us. As it came closer, a huge wave preceded it, and we could make out a giant mouth. He takes his pipe from his mouth and gestures at you. I tell you, you've never seen two boys make a skiff travel so fast in all your life. What can you tell me about this alchemist you mentioned? Old Horns? He's a crazy old coot who lives on the island. Whoops. Alright, what was that? It's a large bloody hook. What? I feel like bolting, but then he drops it in a pocket on his apron and extends a bloody hand. He smells strongly of fish. Oh, great. There's some other stuff. British. Father used to sail on one of his fleets. Brave and mighty ruler he is. Is there anything else here? Storm. No, okay. Tell me about Gideon. Owns a haunting inn. He's good people with his wife, though his wife is a bit of a nag. She always complains that my house is an eyesore. I tell her, if she comes around here, I'll show her what an eyesore really is. He slaps you on the back and laughs. Ouch. Stop doing that. This is a fish house. It's meant to be an eyesore. He laughs again. I think you're in the wrong house there, buddy. And Stivius. He removes a large hook from his pocket and begins to clean it as he speaks. He's a strange little guy. They say he's the only one who saw Quen murdered. I wish we'd had a better witness. He flips the hook over and over examining it. Still, those gargoyles would frighten any man, especially one as small as him. Okay. Let's talk to this lady. You see a tall, delicate-looking female. Her smile puts you at ease. Hello, milady. Welcome to my home. Her eyes are as blue as the ocean, and her movements as rhythmic as the tide. Yeah, the writing in this game can be really cheesy at times, and her eyes aren't actually all that blue. What can I do for you? What's your name? My father chose an ancient word for my name. It means the cool breeze after a storm has passed. Marnie. Really? I'm assuming that's Irish. Can anyone who knows Irish Gaelic tell me if that's the case, or if they're just bullshitting? Because I am imagining that it's bullshit. Alright, tell me about your name. It is in a poem that my mother wrote to him when they first met. She grabs a locket that hangs around her neck and opens it. Inside is a folded piece of cloth with words printed on it. She begins to read. At first we met, and dark clouds gathered, the thunder sounding your approach. Then comes the storm of our hearts pounding, and in the end the Marnie's touch. Interesting. Okay, poem and locket. Tell me about this poem. Certainly, you can look at it. She hands the tiny cloth to you. Looking at it, you discover that she has read only the first verse of the poem. The second reads, If I should leave you and you are lonely, remember where my love is kept. Inside a basket made of promise. You'll find my dreams of us have slept. Basket? What's this about a basket? A basket? I have one in my hope chest. Feel free to look for yourself. Really? Locket. My mother gave me this just before she was taken by those evil men. My mother told me to give it to father when he returned from the sea. Yurl gave it back to me after he was killed. Oh. My father had gone out to help Yurl bring in the catch that afternoon. Oh, Yurl, she smiles to herself. He and father were never apart. After my mother was kidnapped, Yurl helped my father get back on his feet. They were always together. Her gaze returns to you. If my father had been drinking at the inn, Yurl would have been there. Father. My father? He was a brave and strong man. That he died in such a violent way was so wrong. But I am sure there is a reason for it. Her blue eyes glisten with new-formed tears. Let's see. Inn. My
My father and Yurl would go there after a good catch. Gideon had been a friend of theirs since youth. The three would drink and reminisce together. Nice double wood there. What else was I going to ask? There was something after... Oh, yeah, Gideon, actually. Let's ask about Gideon. He and his wife are very kind to me. They have taught me so much about how to treat others. Okay, back to C. I think there was something else. No. Killed. She rubs her nose with the knuckle of her hand. I cannot see why those beasts would kill him, but perhaps it was just unfortunate. Still, I can't see why he was at the inn that late. Had he been drinking, Yurl would have been with him.
What's your job, anyway?
I look after the dock. Oh, you're probably wanting a skiff to get out to Old Horns's island. Well, we have none for sale, but feel free to borrow the one at the dock. Be sure to return it, though.
Okay.
I'm sorry that I wept. It is not your fault. Goodbye.
Okay. Well, she said something about her hope chest. Well, hello. I will take that. Can I look at that? No. And, okay, so, yeah, the Rune of Spirituality isn't too hard to get. I was mistaken. I thought you had to actually solve the murder mystery, but you don't, actually. And then I remember that I don't think you actually can solve it, which is pretty unfortunate, but you can... I'm pretty sure you can figure out who the murderer is, but you can't actually bring them to justice. Can you tell me about anything about Quentin?
He was a nice enough soul.
He was a nice enough soul. I sold him many bottles to him. Murder?
It was late one night that I had just returned from my fields. Of course, my path takes me right by Gideon's garden. I heard a noise by the well and saw some dark forms hunched there. They had huge wings and evil red eyes. I ran like the wind to my doorway. I was sure I was dead.
Zara's widened. Gargoyles they were. Must have been 10 or 12 of them. Really? 12?
Well, perhaps more like 2 or 3. I didn't stay around to count.
Let's see. Noise, dark.
It was a strange whispering in a tongue I could not understand. It didn't sound like any language I ever heard. More like one of them guild languages. Like the one the alchemist speaks.
Tell me about the alchemist.
Go ask Old Horns. He can tell you, if you can understand him. He lives over on Ivor's Rounding by himself. You must be new to this village. Go see Marnie. She'll get you there. She's the daughter of Quentin, the ghost.
Ah, so you've seen Quentin.
He was a nice enough soul.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Kill. What was it? Oh, that's right. Murder. Ah. Gideon Garden. Dark.
I couldn't see too clearly. They were about man-sized, though. Yes, but they were hunched down, so it was hard to see. Gideon runs a haunting inn. His wife has a garden which you can see from my front door.
Okay, evil, something else. Gargoyles?
Yes, big, ugly, snarling beasts. Of course, they were kneeling when I saw them.
You know, on their knees. Thanks. Alright, so... let's see. Ah! Mr. Ghost, I want to talk to you. Come back here. Ah, seance. Yeah, to talk to Quentin, you have to cast this first. Okay, maybe I have to cast it on myself. What? You see a vaporous form hovering before you. The form is that of a man. His mouth moves, yet no words can be heard. I'm pretty sure you could cast that spell. Maybe because he's in the wall it didn't work. Hey, Mr. Ghost, what's your name? You hear no answer save the rustle of the leaves on the ground around you. A strong breeze suddenly assaults you with twigs and leaves. Come back here. Are you going to... Ah, you're outside. Come back here, ghosty. Alright, let's try it again. Seance. Oh, come on. Hold on a second. Let me pause it. Okay, unfortunately I'll have to figure that out later. I'm not sure what's going on. If anyone knows, let me know. I'm pretty sure I've done it before. I thought you were just supposed to cast Seance on Quentin, and then you could talk to him. But apparently that's not working for me right now. Could be a bug, could be I have to do it at a specific time, in a specific place. I do not know. Whatever. If anyone knows, please tell me. And then I'll come back to this at a later time and take care of it. For now, let's go ahead and go to the Shrine of Spirituality. That should be... Let's go ahead and use the Orb of the Moons. There we go, right there. I believe that's it. Now, this is one of the most interesting shrines. For one thing, it's technically underground. Where's my Great Light? My god, I need spells. Reagents, I mean. I am not sure if there are actually going to be any gargoyles here. Huh. Interesting. No, I don't see any gargoyles. But yeah, the Shrine of Spirituality is actually in the Void. I can't remember if we actually ever realized that in any of the earlier games. Someone just... I heard someone just fall off a wall. Weird. Anyway. Let's go ahead and use the rune. I believe the mantra was Om. Done. Get. We've got all of the moonstones now. I'll go ahead and put that away for as well. You see the altar of spirituality. As you kneel before the altar, a mystical voice sounds in your head. Thou hast much to learn about spirituality. Dost thou wish to meditate at this altar? Yes. I will go ahead and have Sentry meditate. Om. Throughout this varied and eternal world, soul is the only element. The wealth of the spirit is the only true wealth. Sentry has gained a level. Intelligence, strength, and dexterity. There is naught else for you to learn here and now. Congratulations on hitting 30 strength, Sentry. You are actually the only other person to hit that right now. Congratulations. How's everyone else doing on experience? No one's ready to go up. I only need just under 200, though. That's pretty cool. Okay. Let's actually see where this one's going to take us. Whee! That wasn't quite what I was expecting. Where is this one going to take us? Same place. Okay. let's actually go back to Skara Brae, because I would like to see what Horrence has to sell in terms of reagents. Alright, in we go. Could be that the spell is bugged and you can't actually do that, and since you can't actually do that, you can't solve the murder. I don't remember. I don't remember what it is, what the specific case is. But I do know that you can't actually solve the murder. Oh, Horrence, I need to talk to you. Tell me about Guild. Okay. By... Let's see. Black Pearl and Mandrake Root. That's gonna suck up a lot of my money. That sucked up a lot of my money. Alright, what am I low on? I got down to 79 sulfurous ash and 80 blood moss. And 93 ginseng. Excuse me. Let's see. Am I at 99 for anything conjure? That doesn't do me any good. Let's see. Blood moss and sulfurous ash. Let's start with those two. He does not have blood moss, but we'll go ahead and buy some sulfurous ash. And he does not have ginseng. I can never remember if it's ginseng or ginseng, actually. Well, I'm kind of low on that. Well, not low, but whatever. I think we're good enough for now. So, the question is, what do we do next? That is a good question. But I think we will have to answer that question in the next episode. As I sail back to Skara Brae. It'd be nice to not leave their skiff all the way over there on Horrence's Island. Alright, so we'll pick it up in the next episode. I'll see you then.